Hi, I'm Tim Schmitt with the Ark Encounter. Welcome to the horticulture department here at the Ark. And you can see behind me is one of our houses. That is our agriculture house. We use that for growing some of the greens and barley and cut greens that we use for our zoo animals. The house behind me is a little bit different than the other houses that we have for plant production. And that house is set up strictly to grow for our zoo animals in a hydroponic and aquaponic style. The other benefit of that house is the fact that we decided to experiment with what we call a geothermal system on the house. In order to grow lettuces throughout the summer where it's extremely hot, you have to have a house that is cooled down, so we decided to experiment a little bit with that house. So the basic system for the geothermal is a series of underground pipes that are about 8 feet deep, which we know in our area that the temperature is about 55 degrees at 8 feet. We ran a series of pipes about 3,000 feet of 4-inch pipe that's connected at each end, and it's a simple system. We're actually pulling the hot air out of the top of the house with a simple box fan, blowing it down into the ground through the 3,000 feet of pipe back up the other end of the house, where it comes out at about 58 degrees. One of the other benefits we found with the geothermal was not only was it incredible for keeping the house cooler in the summer, we're seeing a drastic difference in the temperatures in the summertime in that house, but it's also beneficial in the winter. So we have a plastic house. If it's 0 degrees outside, we're starting at 0 degrees with a simple heater, trying to keep that house warm. If we're already pulling 55-degree air up into that house, it really reduces the amount of time that that heater is running. We've noticed it on our big houses, the heater running constantly all night, all day, trying to keep a temperature at 45, where in that house, the heaters kick on and off periodically, and we're sustained. I believe our lowest temperature in there was around 54. So a huge plus. So as far as the two different types of growing that we do in that house, I mentioned hydroponics and aquaponics. The hydroponic system is where we're growing barley. It's a simple system of utilizing about 6 pounds of barley seed, laying it in a tray and running water through it and harvesting about 60 pounds of seed turned into green fodder in about 6 to 8 days, depending on the season. The other way we grow is through our aquaponic system, and it's an enclosed system. Everything down there is grown in water, no soil. So it's a simple system. We have a cistern in the ground that holds about 3,000 gallons of water. That water is piped into the house, into the high point, which is where our fish tanks are. Once you feed the fish, the water continues through that system. The solids of the fish are collected and used at a later date. The water then continues onto a biological filter, which is then released in throughout the whole system. We're growing lettuce, romaine lettuce, and cut and come again greens in this system. We're able to grow and produce about 130 heads of lettuce every single day, and it's on a rotation. One of the big reasons of growing this ourselves is so we know exactly what we're feeding our animals. Our zoo nutritionist was really concerned about the freshness, the quality, and honestly what was sprayed on those plants. This way we know we are set up that is an enclosed system. There's no chemicals. Even with bugs, we'll just use a horticultural oil to help keep those in check. We'll never eliminate them all, but we'll keep them in check. And also the freshness. So it's planted, harvested seed every day that's going through, so you can push that cycle every day harvesting those plants.